My name is Stephen Metzger. I am the county planner at Pottawatomie County, Kansas. Before GovBuilt, what we're doing is a lot of paper. It takes me, it may only take me 15 minutes, 20 minutes to do the permit, but between making copies, giving those copies to each of the 4 or 5 departments that I need to give it to, putting it in the mail, it takes 2 or 3 days to get it to the client. And so that whole process from beginning to end may have taken 4 or 5 days. And a lot of times with contractors, they're ready to go today, tomorrow. And so that was a big challenge that GovBuilt helped to solve, as well as jumping into this new building code scheme that we'd never done before. And having GovBuilt there to sort of ease that process up from the beginning made it so that we didn't really have to think about that challenge of how we're going to coordinate between 2 jurisdictions. GovBuilt was able to do that seamlessly, and that's been great. GovBuilt was instrumental in solving a lot of those challenges. Now, when I do a permit, it takes 10 minutes to go from the applicant applying to the applicant receiving the building permit. And that is something, not only the applicant, but all 5 departments are also being coordinated with one click of a button, rather than making copies, rather than getting it in the mail. There's less confusion between departments because it's all right there. All that information is accessible to any department that wants to see it, to the applicant that wants to see it, and that's been because of GovBuilt. The efficiencies that were created by GovBuilt focus a lot around the building permit process. So now I don't have to rewrite physically the same thing 30 different times for 30 different building permits. I can take the GovBuilt software and do the same thing in a drastically shorter amount of time, which allows me to focus on other things within my department that I maybe wouldn't be able to do otherwise without GovBuilt. When I'm doing permits, if you want to take it from the time the applicant submits their permit to the time they receive their permit, we're talking about maybe an 80% reduction in time spent because they are getting that permit immediately. As soon as I'm ready with it, they're ready with it. And so that reduction is huge. The biggest value is time saved, right? I don't have to spend, in the busy months, March, September, there might be whole days where I would spend doing building permits, getting those ready to go, getting them out the door. Now I can get them as they come in a lot easier. And if it only takes me a half an hour to do 2 permits, whereas before it might have taken me, an hour, then that's a huge amount of time saved that I can be spent doing other things in the department. So it saves having to hire additional staff. It saves time. It allows me to do things that I wouldn't normally be able to do. So it's been very helpful.